First things first, welcome home.
Appreciate that, P.
What we like to do on this platform is we like to give people kind of like the full layout of who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Bring it back from the beginning. A lot of the times you got these interviews out and people's like, it might be a dope interview, but it's like, who is that person?
Right.
You know what I mean? And with you just coming home and having an opportunity to first and foremost, like reinvent yourself. You get to come out to the world and like, you know, like really live life the way you want to right now. You know what I mean? I'm sure when you were sitting down, you ain't had other shit to do but to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now you're here. So talk to us, man. Like what was like? Well, how you feeling like today? First of all, how you feeling?
Blessed, just like blessed, overly favored, like thankful, grateful. You know, like a second chance. Just like second chance, another opportunity, like you say, to reinvent myself, to like do everything how I want and on a positive note. You feel me? Like I was just sitting there and I was facing 300-400 years, and shit, like I seen people go down that road or catch them life sentences. You know, so, I'm just thankful, bro.
So I seen when you got freed up, there was cameras there waiting for you to sit there and talk, and you could tell you were grateful. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just to be home and you had your family there with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how does it feel, you know, being back outside and just knowing that you really kind of have that chance to redo it?
It's an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely an adjustment because you threw straight back into society. And I don't know who was watching the trial, you know? But like I say, like I don't complain about it. I just take it day by day. If day by day too much, I'm going to take it second by second, or minute by minute, you know? Like just take my time with it, you know?
Kind of handle what's in front of you.
Just handle what's in front of me, bro. Yeah. Like, that's all I can do.
That's about all you can do.
That's all I can do.
First, it's like, let me get home.
Right.
Let me get to that shower, that private toilet. Let me get to that
man.
meal. Let me get to the drive-thru, whatever it is. Like, let me get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Feel like me a little bit.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And I ain't want to rush nothing. So it's just like, just taking my time with it. Yeah. You know, spending time with my family, my kids. Well, my daughter only got one child.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us back to the start. You're out in Cleveland Ave. You know what I mean? You grew up right around that area, known as Bleveland. Yeah. What was it like in that household for you? In the Yak Gotti household, you have both parents around. What was it truly like out there?
Well, first off, like, I grew up on Cleveland, but I'm from Carver Home. So that's like, that shit, like that's probably like 10 minutes from Cleveland Avenue. You know, and we all Section 8 babies. So they tore our hood down and had to migrate, then move back. But single mother home, you know what I'm saying, strong mother, like Tasha, shout out my mom. Like my dad is from, well, my whole family from here, actually. So I'm from Miami. So my dad was here, my mom in Atlanta, and whatever happened, my mama did everything to keep some food on the table.
Old Town.
You know.
One time for Old Town.
Old Town, shout out Town of For Life. Town of For Life. Most definitely.
Gotta represent the city.
For shit, so.
That's something that in that era was such a strong thing, right? It used to, I read a statistic recently talking about how there's, I think, 80% of the households now like have mother and father.
Right.
Back in the 80s and 90s, it was mom holding it down for the most part.
OG, boy.
And those are the real superwomen, the ones that like somehow, you don't know how the hell they did it, but they made it happen. Because you know the money wasn't going crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then how many siblings did you have?
On my mom's side, it's 2. On my dad's side, I got like 5 or 6 of them, you know. Yeah,
so like you got a single mother raising 2 or more, you know what I mean? And then trying to make ends meet.
Oh, definitely.
Y'all probably causing trouble, giving her a hard time at work. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
getting them calls. Yeah. So like, were you a problematic child from the jump?
I think I was just like more misunderstood than anything. You know, like not knowing but trying to figure it out. But as young men, we think we got it all or know it all. So it was things that I felt like my mama couldn't tell me. and it ended up bumping my head, and then I had to go see my mom. So like,
Right.
I wasn't really like a troublemaker, but I got in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
As a young man, sometimes there's certain things you got to learn by touching the stove.
You get what I'm saying?
You know, you can tell me all you want, but it's let me go see.
Yeah, I had to.
And especially if it's a situation where pops maybe isn't around,
Right.
I might not take mom's word. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a man, mom. You know what I'm saying? This is what men do. Type until you find out.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
I
God.
can see that. I can see that being the case.
So coming up, I believe you were an athlete, right? Before this music shit and anything was concerned, you were involved in like sports.
Yeah, I played football. I had scholarships in football. I played basketball. I played baseball and ran track. Yeah.
What led you to that, and then what led you away from it ultimately?
You know, I'm a project baby. So like, shit, like, this how we know sports. That's how we gonna make it out. You know, like I ain't rap with like plan B, but sports, that was my first love. So like all the way up until 12th grade, well, coming in 9th grade I played varsity. So all the way coming in 12th grade, it was just like, it was smooth for me, and then I caught a case. And then, you know, like, they snatched some scholarships, and really feel like I've been like targeted ever since, for real, for real.
And your mother's still around?
For sure.
When that happened, your scholarships getting taken away, did that disappoint her?
I know it did, but she ain't never say nothing. And that's like what we just talked about in the moment. Like, it's just so strong to like, you don't never know when she hurt. And I had to start to pay attention to that in detail. So like, I can't keep hurting my mama, but I know it hurt her. So my brother, in turn, made it to the NFL.
Oh, shit.
So it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think that as men, until we're like, you know, maybe in our late 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
I think that's when we finally realize the
That
pain
wake-up
that
call.
the pain we cause mama, you know what I'm saying?
That wake-up call.
Especially when we have kids, you know what I'm saying? And you got a daughter, you said?
Yeah,
How
I
old?
got 10.
10.
Shout out to Dawson. I love you, mama.
Yeah, so 10 years, and shout out to Dawson. But
Appreciate
that 10 years is that 10 years that you've become a man in that situation. It's like, damn, like, because it's true. Like, I got 2 kids.
Right.
And the way that I feel for them, now all the shit that my mom was telling me, like, oh, well, when you have your own kids, I bet you won't be thinking
You
like that.
understand.
Yeah, I bet you won't be dismissive and shit like that. Because we naturally, as men, when Pops isn't around,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You like, you can't tell me what to do, ma. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know my life. You don't know shit about, but they really know you better than anybody else.
For sure.
You
And
know
I
what
ain't
I'm saying?
shitting on Park, cause he was around, but just like on a daily note. You know, I always had an asset where I can leave Atlanta and get away and come to Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be with my siblings. But just like on the everyday, I'm just like me and mom.
Yeah. You know, asking if your mom was disappointed about it is, there's also another person in yourself. Were you disappointed that you lost us? Was that like a moment that like changed your life forever, losing
For
it?
sure. I was defeated. I ain't gonna lie, like, okay, they sent me to Rice Street when I was like a teenager, but they sent me to the 7th floor. In turn, it's like I'm locked up with like older dudes, 25-year-olds, 28, like just grown men. And I walk into that and it's like, oh shit. So I end up doing 2 weeks and then I had to go back to school. But I never knew how to be a kid again. You know, it kind of forced me to grow up or be an adult. Like, whoa, you know,
Seen some things.
and I seen too much.
Yeah.
So at what age were you here at this time?
I'm like 17. Yeah.
And around what age did you end up linking up with Thug?
Probably like, well, I've been knowing Thug for a minute, but like, just on musical,
Yeah.
it was probably like the next year. Cause like I was an athlete, so I was popular, so everybody kind of knew my situation, and then it's like, got certain people who want to help, or certain people who like, you know, who be a crutch or would be each other crutch. So,
Yeah. So did you feel like, you know, when you started linking up with him and making music, did you feel like, it's good that maybe this scholarship didn't work out? Because, I got a chance to make it out with this music?
For sure. I done thought like that before. Because I played with a lot of dudes and they end up not making it. And it just like, okay, well, I would have wasted these amount of years on this. And then I got another shot. So I was taught, like, you always keep a plan B.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a plan B, C. You just prepare for the, whatever it is to happen. So,
Yeah.
Especially if plan B make money, too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to just full-fledged hit the streets. I ain't never wanted it. Ever in my life. I ain't want to just be like, I'm a street nigga. That ain't never been what I want. So I'm just like, I could do something to provide for my family and it's still positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, you didn't have your daughter yet, right?
Nah,
yeah. So. Now, I know that one of the first cases that you ended up catching, right? We hear your love for your mother to start off.
Right.
And one of the first cases that you ended up catching around was somebody ended up shooting at your mother, something like that, correct?
Yeah.
What did that feel like for you?
Man, like, me and my mom were like best friends. So we like got to arguing. And then I think she put me out. She put me out. And then 2-3 hours later, like, she getting shot at. Damn. So I was just like, oh shit. Like, I just
my way back.
Yeah, like, whoa, And luckily, like, I was just accused of it, but luckily, like, God handled the situation where it's like, but.
Yeah, and you ended up taking that to trial and won that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now,
I think I won right before the trial started. Right before the trial started, it was just like, Yeah. And then not guilty.
For moms, how did that, like, change her perspective on things?
I think it made that closer. It made that closer because, like, real life moments we going through. And, like, we don't got nobody to turn on or turn to but each other.
Right. And when something like that happen, you start to say, okay, maybe it ain't worth arguing about the
Nah, it ain't worth arguing or being rebelling or, just, like, being hard-headed all the time. Like.
Right. And usually it's the other way around. Like, the son or the daughter, the kid will get into some drama and then the mom is like, hey, all right, I'm going to scoop you up close. But this time it sounds like you try to pull her close, too.
Yeah.
Build more of a relationship in that way.
What about the rest of the family? I say this because my nephews had a situation and, getting caught up with people, a bunch of bullshit, young.
Right.
And they ended up, kids ended up shooting at the crib. Almost got my niece. I got my niece and my other nephews in the crib. My sister's in there. It was right around Mother's Day a couple years ago. And it caused, like, a little bit of a suspense with the whole family. You know what I mean? The siblings, pops, everybody's got, like, their own opinions on what happened and why it happened. How was that, like, the feeling around your entire family with dad and your siblings and things like that?
Just like, I think I was 18, so that was a year later after the first situation. So, like, it's always been back to back with me. So, I don't know, I got a great support system. You know what I'm saying? Like, on my dad's side, I'm the oldest. On my mom's side, I'm the youngest. So, it's like I always knew my assignment. Or just like I got to take care of the family. Mm-hmm. So, they always just been in my corner. You know what I'm saying? Sure.